Put yourself in it. Hi.
Hi.
Yep, that's us. We woke up at 2:30 a.m. to leave the house around 3:45 a.m. for our 6:30 a.m. flight from DCA to Orlando. Nothing too weird about that, right? Normally, no. Except we just booked this trip 16 hours ago, and we're also coming back home in the same day. Have you ever heard the phrase delulu is the solulu? Well, on Saturday I said I really wanted to be at Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. Patrick said, book it. And instead of laughing or talking myself out of it with logic and reason, we actually booked it. So here we are, flying to Orlando for one magical day at Epcot. Does all of this sound a little wacky? Yeah, I think so too. We've never done something like this before for us. Planning something last minute on a whim is maybe a couple of weeks in advance still, where we know we are not at that 60-day window for Disney dining reservations and we're kind of doing things on the fly. So planning something, or not planning it at all, less than one day in advance is a totally new experience for us. We did not know how this was going to go. Of course, we hoped for the best. And hope to have a great day. We really just wanted to enjoy the festival. That was our main goal for today, is experience the topiaries, the booths, and the wonderful atmosphere of Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival, and then get back home in time for work the next day. Let's see how it goes. In our very brief planning, we booked flights, a park reservation, and a rental car. Because we knew time would be of the essence in a one-day trip, the rental car seemed like the best option in comparison to Mears or Sunshine Flyer or rideshare. With a rental car for about $55, we had more control over our timing and our route. Entering Epcot, we have our first topiary of the festival from the movie Wish with Asha, Valentino, and of course Star, and some toadstool mushrooms, loving those. If you didn't notice already, it is raining today at Epcot. Of course, we were hoping for nicer weather, but we did come prepared with our ponchos and our stroller cover so that we could continue to enjoy the day and make the most out of our time here. In the center of the park, we have topiaries 2 and 3, including Figment and the topiary flowers. Figment looks a little unhinged, but honestly, I think that's kind of on brand for him. At this point in our single-day odyssey, we've entered the park around 10 a.m., and we're really just enjoying the topiaries and exploring the park as we wait for some of those food booths to open and enjoy some of those tasty delights as part of the festival. It smells good. Can you smell it? On the Bridge to the World showcase, we reached our fourth topiary, Mickey, Minnie, Pluto and his bone, as well as Chip and Dale. They're having a picnic. Chip and Dale are in the basket. I'm not sure if they should be, but what more could you ask for out of this very cute scene? Next, topiary number 5 on the same bridge are the topiary butterflies. These are so gorgeous. The pots of flowers surrounding them. It is just beautiful. There's nothing too intricate about these particular topiaries, if you can say topiaries aren't intricate, but the scene is a bit more simple, but that does not take away from how amazing and beautiful these butterflies and flower pots are. We headed into Creations to check out all of the Orange Bird merch. We have a super cute ornament, a tumbler, a flower pot, Next, what I can only believe to be an orange juice carton, which may be a vase. If you know what this is supposed to be, tell us down in the comments. A very cute pair of mini ears, orange bird front and center on that, of course. This is the back of the festival spirit jersey. Here we have the front and the back. It's super cute. A hat, protect your head from the Florida sun. A juicer. Another tumbler. And then we have an apron to protect your clothes from all of that juicing you will be doing. Women's t-shirt, and then a button-down shirt as well. We did Spike's Pollination Exploration Scavenger Hunt. It's $9.99. An AP discount is available. You look for Spike throughout the park. You get a mini cornhole board as your prize. We chose Orange Bird. Our daughter loved this. It's a fun activity for a pretty low price. We found Spike the Bee in Donald's Community Garden. For our 6th topiary, we've got Donald in his community garden. While this is the 6th topiary, we all know Donald is number 1, and he will tell you that. I love a fern. It's called a fern. It's a type of plant. All these types of plants existed at the same time as the dinosaurs. Isn't that? Ready to help Uncle Donald. That one. Do you see him? You don't see him? Yay! Can you see what's on this side? Sorry. We're on topiary number 8. We have baby Simba being held by Rafiki along with Simba's mother Sarabi and his father Mufasa. Right across the way from Simba are his pals Pumbaa and Timon. This will be topiary number 9. It's about 10:45 a.m. We're off to a pretty solid start in our one-day festival excursion. Even with all of the incredible topiaries, these floating planters are one of my favorite parts about this festival. I don't know why. They bring me an inner peace. They're beautiful, they're bright, they're calming to me. And then they are flanked by flowers literally blanketing the ground. When they say the vibes are vibing, this is what they mean. This is everything to me. And this is why I had to come to the festival on a whim, on a Sunday, for one day only. We then approached the butterfly landing, a tent in which you can be amongst the butterflies. There are a ton of beautiful flowers and plants inside, while the butterflies just flutter about, and if you're lucky enough, one may land upon you. This is the Toy Story topiary with Woody, Bo Peep, and of course her sheep. Whatever plant matter is used for the sheep is hilarious to me. They have little shaggy bangs and they're giving preteen. Finally, we're entering the World Showcase and we're greeted by the Encanto topiary, which is amazing. We have the three sisters as well as Antonio, and everyone is looking their best. It was finally 11, meaning the festival booths had opened and we could start eating. We started at Pineapple Promenade for the Florida Orange Groves Winery sparkling pineapple wine, as well as the World Showcase for the liquid nitro honey mascarpone cheesecake. I don't know about you, but from the side, that looks Mickey shaped. I love this wine. I've had this many times at festivals. Florida Orange Groves Winery is always a hit to me, and the cheesecake was delish. It may be in our best of the fest. It was accompanied by a blueberry compote and was delicious. Next up, we hit booth 3, the Honey Bistro. I got the cauliflower, Patrick does not partake, and I also got the Florida Orange Groves Honey Mead. Both were delicious.
Grapes are gonna roll away.
We got the cauliflower. The cauliflower dish was light and fresh, and the wine was sweet, as expected. We rounded the corner to our 13th topiary, Goofy. If you remember last year, he was huge and scary, but this year he's super cute and he's just blowing a dandelion. We hit Refreshment Port and Northern Bloom in Canada to get a few items, including one of our most highly anticipated, the plant-based buffalo chicken tender poutine. We also picked up a frozen mojito, which was no longer frozen, and the Florida Orange Groves sparkling blackberry wine. The poutine was so good. I can't wait to get it again. There was another festival that had the buffalo chicken tenders. It's a very similar flavor to that, but there are potato barrels with it, so it's great. The mojito tasted fine, but again, it wasn't frozen, and the sparkling blackberry wine was delicious. I love Florida Orange Groves. So this particular wine had more of a sweet red wine flavor to it, so you have to like sweet and you have to like that red wine flavor as well. After the divine poutine, we saw Bambi and Friends as topiary 14. We've got Bambi, Thumper, and Flower. And then over in Canada, there are some Canadian geese. While this was not listed in the festival passport, the Canada Popcorn booth does have a featured festival drink. It's the Peach Smash, including Canadian Club whiskey with lemon, peach puree, and ginger. We really liked this and enjoyed it on our stroll down to the UK. There you are, Peter. Here at Topiary 16, we have Captain Hook, Pan the Man, and the Crocodile. Wrong movie? Don't care. As we enter the UK, I do want to mention that the UK beer cart does also have a specialty festival beverage, just like the Canada popcorn cart. They are not listed in the festival passport. We did not get the drink from the UK, but I did want to make that known that it exists. We rounded up on Topiary 17, Winnie the Pooh and Friends. We have Piglet sitting atop Eeyore. I'm sure he doesn't mind. We have Tigger, Rabbit, and of course, our very own pal, Winnie the Pooh. There are some really beautiful gardens here in the UK, so do go around the pavilion, check them out. The tea area is so beautiful, and then there is an exhibit on the heritage of topiaries in the back of the pavilion. Lucky number 7, we made it to France. We got 4 things here: the croissant with goat cheese, herbs, and roasted garlic, the caramelized beignet, the sparkling raspberry cocktail, and the frozen slush. The frozen slush is one that they have at most festivals at the France booth. This one was not our favorite. This is La Vie en Rose. It's vodka, Grey Goose orange, Saint Germain, and cranberry juice. It was just okay. I mentioned a couple times I would have liked to be drinking it with a straw. That's user error. but nonetheless, it wasn't our fave. The sparkling raspberry cocktail was a nice crisp sparkling wine, not too sweet, but then you did get that hit of sweet raspberry flavor at the end. Our particular beignet was only partially bruleed, but it still tasted pretty good. The vanilla cream inside was cold, which was a nice relief because by this point the day had become pretty hot. Even with the heat, we persisted and ate that croissant. This is one of my favorite items in the festival. I love goat cheese. This is beyond flavorful. But like I said, it was getting hot. We did save the second half. It is a little difficult to eat such a rich, savory item in the heat while you're dripping sweat. Next up is Topiary 18 Lumiere in Cogsworth. I heard Lumiere illuminates at night. We didn't see that, but he is beautiful. Cogsworth's pendulum moves back and forth. And then we have Topiary 19 Beauty and the Beast. Following France, we moved to the next booth, booth number 8, between France and Morocco, La Isla Fresca. Here we got the Impossible Jamaican Beef Patty, the Florida Orange Groves Winery Tropical Perception White Sangria, and the Tropical Breeze Cocktail with rum. We were very, very excited for this Jamaican beef patty. We do not eat meat. We are pescatarian. However, the patty was a bit of a letdown for me. It says it comes with a spicy papaya syrup, but our patty was drenched in this particular syrup. It tasted like a sweet and sour sauce from a Chinese restaurant. I would love to try this patty again with maybe the sauce on the side. The impossible meat within it was good, but the pastry portion of the patty and the sauce were not jiving for me, so it was a miss, but I would try it again. And while I love Florida Orange Groves Winery, this white sangria was way too sweet. It was not to my taste. You might like it. I don't recommend it, but it was not to our particular palate. Then we had the Tropical Breeze cocktail with rum. This one is supposed to be lemonade, grapefruit, and simple syrup. There was a very strong and present grapefruit flavor, which I liked. It tasted like fresh grapefruit, which to me has a bit of a bitterness to it, and I enjoyed that. If you don't like grapefruit, I wouldn't recommend this cocktail or its non-alcoholic counterpart. But if you do like grapefruit and you like fresh grapefruit, I think it'll be a win. What a sight for our 20th topiary. Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. Kermit on his bike, Miss Piggy on her luggage. We cannot relate. We were on 2 flights today with 0 pieces of luggage. At Tangerine Cafe, we hit booth number 9. We got the cider flight with the Keel Farms Pear Honeysuckle Hard Cider, Woodchuck Imperial Sippin' Citrus Hard Cider, and Three Daughters Brewing Pomegranate Hard Cider. We also got the Mediterranean Flatbread. Of the ciders, by far, the Pear Honeysuckle was our favorite. It's got that nostalgic taste to it. If you happen to grow up around any honeysuckle bushes and can remember the smell or taste of them, we just really love this one. You could taste the honeysuckle, but it was a nice, crisp, light, refreshing flavor. The Woodchuck Sippin' Citrus Hard Cider, I didn't like it. I don't know what it was about it. I couldn't place it. When I sipped it, it just had a weird flavor to me. So I don't know if that's just a me thing or what. As for the Three Daughters Pomegranate Hard Cider, I thought this one was just average, just okay. I do wonder if I don't know what pomegranate is supposed to taste like. Whenever I have something that is pomegranate flavored, I just don't connect with that flavor. It doesn't taste like anything very specific to me. So none of the ciders were bad. They were all good. The honeysuckle was the best. The pomegranate was the second best. And then the Sippin' Citrus was okay. As for the flatbread, the flavor was divine. Delicious. Loved that. It has a chermoula on it. I love chermoula. It is so herby and vibrant. There were also artichokes, olives, feta cheese, all the good stuff. My complaint about this particular dish was that mine was cut oddly. There was maybe like a third or a quarter of it that was actually separated into a slice. The rest was kind of like hacked up and not cut through. all the way, and then it was very floppy. I couldn't pick it up easily without the toppings all falling off. So the flavor was really there, but I need a better mechanism to get it to my mouth. Maybe a fork and knife would have done the trick, but I didn't have either of those at the time. We couldn't leave Morocco without stopping by the bar at Spice Road Table for our favorite drink in all of Epcot, the ice mint tea with gin. Highly, highly recommend this anytime you are in Epcot. In Japan, we hit topiary number 21, the dragon, and booth number 10, we got the steam bun, the Ichigo Breeze cocktail, and the Ozeki pineapple nagori sake. Reporting in from America, eating food from the Japan booth. This just in, they were out of the frushi. It was a 15-minute wait. We couldn't do that, so we went without. Womp womp. We got the steam bun though, and we're super excited about that because it's filled with plant-based meat.
Bao buns always look so good, and I can never have them because they always have meat in them.
At the last festival, Festival of the Arts, he literally just mentioned he wished that they would make a bao with Impossible in it. It doesn't specifically say this is Impossible, just plant-based soy meat, so I don't know what brand it is, but we're super excited. It also says it's filled with vegetables. Imperceivable. It is just a little loaf inside, but we'll see.
A little loaf.
I don't like it. I do not like that at all. I like the bun. The bread is so good, but the inside's nasty to me. I don't like that. I do not like that.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
The bao is really good, like I thought it would be. Whatever they have on the inside, the soy meat is gross and
But you
flavorless.
ate the whole amount of meat inside.
Not on
And now we
purpose.
can eat this little bread because it's delicious. We enjoyed both of the beverages. The Ichigo Breeze cocktail is sake with strawberry and watermelon. This was interesting because there were fresh strawberry seeds in the drink, but it tasted like artificial strawberry to me. I actually liked that flavor, but I thought that was worth noting as a weird phenomenon. The Ozeki pineapple nagori sake was also delicious. It had the same pineapple flavor to me as the Florida Orange Groves sparkling pineapple wine, so if you like that, this has the same flavor. Also featuring the other half of our croissant from France. We didn't throw it away. We couldn't eat it all because it was so hot and this was so rich over there, but we saved it because it is really so good and we hope we can finish it.
Maybe when we get
when
back
we
to
cool off.
Maryland in 6 hours, we'll eat the rest of it.
We'll be at the airport in 6 hours, but we'll be in Maryland in 8. In America, we saw beautiful Tiana as topiary number 22, and we grabbed the Bayou cocktail from Magnolia Terrace. This is spiced rum, coconut rum, fruit punch, and orange juice. It definitely tastes like fruit punch. This wasn't our preference, but if you like something fruity, I think this would be a great choice. We head over to Italy for Topiary 23, Lady and the Tramp. I was going to say something about Lady's hair until I realized that I think she and I kind of look alike today. So love your hair, girl. Ciao. Up next is booth number 12, which is Italy. We almost skipped this booth, but we said what the heck. So we got the quattro formaggi pennette pasta with 4 cheese sauce, as well as the Italian margherita with limoncello and tequila. We went to Italy against recommendation. We could choose the arrabbiata or the quattro formaggi or both. We went with just the quattro formaggi. Italy's not known to be great. It hasn't been reported to be great so far in this festival. So we went ahead with one choice versus two, in what we considered the safer of the two, the one without the seafood, even though we do like shrimp. We also got the Italian margarita. We've never had this here before.
Is it normally not iced?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I do not know. I will say the service at this booth was very fast. Once you place your order, they literally handed this to me as I rounded the corner, like barely knowing what I had on my ticket. This was ready to go. Is that good?
Maybe that's why there's
Is
no
that
ice in the
good?
margarita.
Let's stir this up. I like a little Alfredo. I like a pasta. It doesn't look bad. It looks basic, but not bad.
Basic, but good.
I think it's good. It's just a little penne Alfredo. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's anything unique about it, but it's definitely not bad. It's enjoyable, but like if you're coming here for the festival to find things that are
Unique.
out of the box and creative, like this is not that, but it's a safe bet. And if you're instead looking for something that is in your comfort zone,
Baby ducks.
distract for baby ducks. This
Sorry,
one was,
we had to take a baby duck
he
break.
was over the railing, phone over the water, trying to get these baby ducks. They were so cute. Everything's better now. Everything's better. It tastes
Yeah, the
even better
pasta.
now.
It's
This is
yeah.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. It is Olive Garden.
When you're here, your family.
Yeah, it is Olive Garden pasta. That is what it is.
I liked the Italian margarita. I don't like the other limoncello items that they have in the Italy pavilion, but this one was good. It did not have that cleaning product flavor that I experienced with the other drinks. Patrick, on the other hand, was a bit more on the fence. He was really bothered that it wasn't iced. It wasn't cold enough for him because of that. But then again, I think he still enjoyed the flavor. So maybe we would prefer if it did have ice. Moving from Italy to Germany, we have this really cute gnome garden. I thought they were topiaries, but they're not. Up next, we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. We first have Snow and Dopey looking so adorable. How amazing is her skirt on her dress? And I don't know a lot of plants, but I love those hydrangeas. The other six dwarfs over here, we have Doc, Grumpy, Bashful, I think, Sleepy, Happy, I think. I can't tell the difference between Happy and Bashful. And then finally, we have Sneezy, who looks like he's getting ready to sneeze now. At the Germany booth, we got the potato pancakes, the Weihenstephaner Hefeweißbier, and the apple sparkling wine with apple liqueur. Sorry, I cannot attempt that pronunciation. We love the potato pancakes. I wish I took some home, but my expectation is that the applesauce they are topped with is not a TSA approved liquid. Patrick had the beer. He thought it was just okay. I personally think he should have got the raspberry radler because that one sounded a little bit more interesting and unique. As for the apple sparkling wine, I'm a big fan. If you haven't gathered from this video so far, I love sparkling wine in most varieties. This one is topped with a little bit of rosemary as a garnish, which does give holiday to me, but it was nice nonetheless. It was very fragrant. I do want to say this is where our trip started to deteriorate a little bit. If you can see in the video, it did begin to rain. So we went from rain in the morning to hot and sweaty sun to rain again. At this point, not only rain, but lightning. So we spent our next couple of hours before we left for the airport gathering things quickly and spending more time indoors, and we also lost a little bit of pace here at the end. Moving along to China brought us to Topiary 26, the pandas here having a little tumble. We did spend some time indoors here in the China Pavilion in the store to get out of the rain. As you can see, it was raining quite a bit. After some time there, we scurried through Norway and we saw Topiary 27, which was Anna and Elsa. From there, we began to get a couple of food items from the Mexico booth, from Trowel and Trellis, and then indoors at the Odyssey. Indoors at the Odyssey, we sat down and enjoyed all of these foods. We don't have the greatest footage here. It was pretty dim, and we had some weird mishaps. It's raining. I'm freezing. I'm sweating. We collected stuff from Trowel and Trellis, Mexico and Citrus Blossom inside the Odyssey. I first got the Impossible Meatball from Trowel and Trellis. It's cold now from sitting here, which is not its fault, but it's good. I like it. It's got like a zesty flavor. Everything seems to be like a nice fresh quality. It's got the tamale from Mexico.
Mommy, do you want to make a video?
Along with the two margaritas. What are they? Do you know? A lychee?
This one is the lychee margarita, and I have no memory of that one. Floral margarita for flower and garden. That makes sense.
At this point, I'm trying the tamale de rajas from the Mexico booth. It's listed as poblano peppers, corn, and cheese in masa topped with poblano cream sauce, crema mexicana, pickled carrots, and onions with chives. So my problem is, as I mentioned, that we don't eat meat. We are pescatarian. I don't hear meat in the ingredients listed. Maybe that is implied by the name of the item or something to that effect. In my first few bites, I was just getting masa, then I encountered the strips of poblano peppers, but in cutting through the second half of the tamale, I encountered another substance which seemed like chicken to me. I could not verify exactly what it was because it was rather dim and dark within the Odyssey building. You see that me inspecting it here. I could not verify what it was. If anyone knows that this tamale includes meat or in particular chicken, please let me know down in the comments. If someone's a vegetarian and thinks that they should be able to eat this particular item, I wouldn't want them to also try it unexpectedly and run into something that they should not eat or cannot eat. So I did not continue to sample the item. After that little mishap, we did go on to try the two margaritas from the Mexico booth. We had the lychee margarita, which is supposed to be blanco tequila, lychee liqueur, citrus juice, and agave nectar. And then we had the floral margarita, which is cherry liqueur, mezcal, hibiscus tea, and lime juice with a sweet chili salt rim. We really liked both of these margaritas. Usually it's kind of a miss for us. We love La Cava de Tequila inside the Mexico Pavilion. Sometimes the booth margaritas are not the best in our opinion. These were both great. They did both taste like they had mezcal in them, so I'm not sure if that was just our taste buds misinterpreting that, or if they were just made that way and not per the listed ingredients. It's booth 16, our final booth, the Citrus Blossom, which is the Odyssey building. Here we got the orange sesame tempura shrimp, as well as the key lime wine slush. We both loved the key lime wine slush. It had a unique flavor. It's not your normal lime. You definitely get that key lime flavor specifically. Being inside, it wasn't melting, so that was great too. I would 10 out of 10 get this again and would recommend. As for the shrimp, the portion size was really generous. The shrimp were sauced, and then there was a dip as well. For me, you may see a theme here. I love dips, but I don't like things to be over sauced. So here I would have preferred maybe to have one or the other. My preference being to not have the shrimp pre-sauced. So they were cold for us, but they still remained crispy. The shrimp inside was thin in comparison to the thick outer breading. So to me, that balance was not preferable. So I think the shrimp tasted good, but I do not think that they were a 10 out of 10. I prefer more shrimp and less breading, as well as less sauce. That is the end of our festival day. So we, at this point, it's about 4 or 4:30, and our plan is to leave the park around 5 p.m. to head back to the airport. From here, we do go over to Mission Space to let our daughter play around in the inside playground there. Today was so much fun. We did it. We spent 22 hours between waking up and getting back home, 2 flights, 1 park, 1 festival, 16 booths, so much food, 27 plus topiaries, tons of memories, and so much more. But I want to know, would you do this? Would you travel to Disney and back in the same day if you don't live locally? Does this seem kind of fun? Kind of doable? Kind of crazy and stressful? Do you have any questions for us about the logistics of how we did this? If we actually enjoyed it, we'll get back to you on that. Let us know down in the comments.